And neither is black. It makes it go green, which melted, which precipitates when we bring the test. We'll see if and neither is in the midst of Teflon instead. This is very colliculous. There is the black substance. Like that. Dopamine. Now, you do not see Parkinson's disease until about 85% of dopamine neurons are destroyed. What destroys the dopamine neurons? Nobody really knows, but it's interesting that they have found there's a huge surge of Parkinson's disease about 15, 20 years following an influenza pandemic, worldwide influenza. So it's almost as if the influenza virus crosses the blood-brain barrier and hangs out in the substantia nigra, swimming, smoking, drinking pina coladas, and all of a sudden, boom, starts destroying those neurons. Usually unilateral, uncollateral, simple. But can be bilateral. And basal ganglia disease does not cause paralysis. Because it's hyperkinetic. Too much movement. Hyperkinetic. Chorea. Acetosis. Polypsis. Too much movement. In Parkinson's disease, you get an increase in muscle tone called rigidity. Now, let's compare and contrast rigidity versus spasticity. All right, let's talk about spasticity. Greater unintended deflection, length and velocity dependent, correct? I know somebody stood up here and said that. All right, rigidity, on the other hand, is equal in both directions. Equal, increase in tone both on flexion and extension, equal. And neither length nor velocity dependent. Okay? So, spasticity, flexion greater than extension, length and velocity dependent. Rigidity, none of those. Equal on flexion and extension. And in Parkinson's disease, you have a resting tremor. Neurologists call a tremor concept. So, a patient with Parkinson's disease, let's say it's bilateral. Patient Parkinson's disease, you sit around going like this. Sometimes called pill roll. Just get pills in your hand.
Oh my God.
Now, what's interesting about a resting tremor is it goes away with movement. So take something like this. This is opposite of a cerebellar tremor, or right down now, which is an intensive tremor. A cerebellar tremor, a good tremor at rest, and if you start to move, you develop this tremor, which becomes greater as you get closer to the target. Parkinson's is opposite. You have a tremor at rest, and it disappears. Resting tremor. Now, you have two types of rigidity. You have rigidity with tremor and without tremor. Rigidity without tremor is lead pipe rigidity. All right? Then it takes you to relax, and you try to flex his upper limb. Try bending a lead pipe, both directions. All right? With tremor,
Lead pipe. Oh my God.
with tremor called cogwheel rigidity. Try like to move through a gear every tooth. Right? Cogwheel. Two types of tremor. So two types of things. Lead pipe, without tremor, and cogwheel with tremor. All right?
No, it's mine.
They have a problem with movement. They have a paucity of movement. They can even no movement. They have difficulty initiating movement, grading movement. When they do walk, they have a little shuffling gait, called a festinating gait. Because they have aphasia, their face is like a mask. No expression. A mask-like face. When they write, they tend to write in very small letters, micrographic.
Man's left.
And because they have difficulty in movement and initiating movement, they can't microtask. They can't multitask. You know, it's before your time, but in the old days, computers can only do one thing at a time. And they can't do the dishes and talk to you at the same time. They can't multitask.
Oh my God, I'm running out of space.
Parkinson's disease affects thousands of patients a year. It is a horrible, horrible disease. Again, it ends really miserably, often suicide. This cognitive disorder. We'll see, because of the pathophysiology of Parkinson's, it's very close to the pathophysiology of Alzheimer's disease, dementia. Often Parkinson's disease ends with dementia. It's really a miserable disease. And about 15, 20 years ago, all of a sudden, in Washington, D.C., young people in their late teens, early 20s, were presenting the Washington, D.C. hospital with Parkinsonian-like symptoms and dying.
I gifted this to him.
And people started scratching their head. What could cause this? And they found that it was a drug that was prepared like a synthetic heroin called MPT. You can Google the long name, it doesn't matter. MPT will suffice. MPT was taken up selectively by dopaminergic neurons, believing that it was a precursor. And it was oxidized in the mitochondria of these cells to MPT+, which became a free radical and killed the cells. Very radical. So young people started dying of Parkinson's disease that was drug-induced. And it continues to this day. I read a month or so ago of a bunch of young people dying from MPT-induced Parkinson's. This is absolutely horrible, but it was used experimentally. Only humans develop Parkinson's. So how can we try to figure out a cure? So they used MPT first in pigs and then monkeys to create Parkinson's disease and try to come up with a cure. And the cure they found was, okay, I'm not going to tell you what it is now, but later, the target of the dopaminergic neuron, where their axons were hit. All right? What they did, first it was announced in, I believe, Mexico, that they had taken stem cells that were dopaminergic producing and implanted them in the target of the substantia nigra and cured Parkinson's disease. Because these stem cells matured, and in fact, dopamine and bathed the target cells, dopamine reversing the MPT-induced Parkinson's disease in monkeys. That was actually reported at the University Primary Research Center. And then the clinical study was the first done in Mexico and humans. But the experiments could not be proven. I think that Switzerland could be proven, and Havana. The Havana studies were subject to analysis, and we had a group part. Culture, dopamine producing stem cells, and implant them in the target of the substantia nigra and cure Parkinson's. Well, immediately U.S. scientists got on board and said, we're going to do the experiments on humans and cure Parkinson's, as is being done at the time right now. What happened was, at the time, George Bush was president, and he vetoed any legislation allowing him to do the product. Oh, first Reagan, then George Bush. Then Clinton came into office, and he was too busy with Monica to sign the legislation. Then George W. came in, and George W. was busy trying to tell us what it is. Obama said that he would sign the legislation to the date it hasn't been done. Reagan said that if we allow this kind of research, women would get pregnant to sell their fetuses to stem cells. All right? Donald Trump would be too stupid to know the word legislation because it's not allowed, so he never had to get it. Anyhow, there has been no experimentation done in the United States.
So stupid.
Clinical trials were successful in Havana, and thousands and thousands of people worldwide coming to Havana for surgery.
should use induced pluripotent stem cells that aren't virally induced.
There are drugs used which are agonists or progenitors for dopamine, and they're used in combination with dopamine agonists across the blood-brain barrier. But they treat the disease, there is no cure. You know that they give L-dopa, right? Which is a building block of dopamine. They give it in conjunction with carbidopa. Carbidopa is not a building block of dopamine. What happens is when you give L-dopa, there's lots of plasma enzymes that chew it up very quickly. You got to give large dose to get in and across the blood-brain barrier. Carbidopa, the enzymes like better. They prefer to eat carbidopa. So they give it a combination, thereby being able to lower the L-dopa dose because the enzymes go after carbidopa. Together, the combination is called Cinemax. I don't remember the S or C, doesn't matter.
Cinemax?
Anyway, but it's just a combination of the two to get the L-dopa. That was given a combination of dopamine agonists. That's the only treatment we have for Parkinson's. All right, now. Lesions of basal ganglia produce hyperkinetic disorders. Sometimes called basal ganglia are called the extrapyramidal.
Hyperkinesthetic.
Because they don't correctly distribute the pyramidal tract, right?
It's a struggle bus.
What the basal ganglia are believed to do is to follow. The thalamus wants to stimulate the cortex. The GPI tonically inhibits the thalamus. All right? Tonically inhibit cortical stimulation, right? Suppress cortical stimulation tonically, or preventing the thalamus from stimulating the cortex. So we are suppressing unwanted motor behavior, right? Now I want motor behavior, okay? I want to touch different one thing in a different way. The cortex stimulates the striatum. The striatum inhibits the GPI, which disinhibits the thalamus, allowing it to excite the cortex. Again, cortex stimulates striatum. Striatum inhibits GPI, disinhibiting thalamus, allowing stimulation. So, suppress unwanted motor behavior and allowing wanted motor behavior on demand. thalamus tonus, suppressing the thalamus, stimulating the cortex, unwanted motivation. Now, I want to touch the tip of my finger to the tip of my nose. I'll show you in more detail later. The cortex excites the striatum, inhibits the globus, disinhibits the thalamus, so it can stimulate the cortex in ways you want. Okay? I call that the main feedback loop. Let's do it big. All right, there's the main loop. We start GPI inhibiting the thalamus, preventing it from stimulating the cortex. When the cortex wants movement, it's going to stimulate the striatum, which is going to inhibit the globus, which is going to disinhibit the thalamus, so it's stimulated. All right, this is always going on. But this loop is modified by 3 subloops. All right, the first of the subloops goes like this. Striatum, VPI, the central medial nucleus of thalamus. Thalamic nuclei are named by their location. This is right smack in the middle of the thalamus, central medium. The central medial nucleus of the thalamus, back to the striatum. What's this loop for? Well, maybe it lets the striatum know what the hell is going on in the thalamus. I mean, nobody really knows. But it's important for you to know that striatum gets input not only from the cortex, but also in this case, the thalamus. As I say, maybe it's a modulator, maybe somehow it regulates striatum feedback. Okay, now, the most important of the loops. Striatum, substantia nigra, striatum.
Men don't use lotion.
It won't become clear why I've done this later. All right, this is 2 synapses. The striato, nigral tract. All right, striato nigral. 2 synapses. The first one is excitatory, and it has to go. The second one is inhibitory, and it's GABA. Substantia nigra is striatum. Nigral, striatal, tract. Nigral, striatum. 1 synapse, dopamine. It's inhibitory. It's a D2 receptor. Lots of different dopaminergic receptors, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5. This is not a dopaminergic receptor, D2. I believe that first aid has it backwards. They call it a D1, it's not a D1, it's a D2 for reasons I'm going to explain. It has to be a D2. Now, I've done this separate like this for a reason, because the target of the striatonigral tract is a different part of the substantia nigra than the target of the nigrostriatal tract. So these obviously must be.
Shit.
The origin of the nigrostriatal tract is a different part of the substantia nigra than the target is striatal nigro. So it comes in over here, goes out over there. Different cells, so they must communicate. Okay? I'm not going to name the different regions. You're not going to be a better person than I. Don't worry. What's part of the articularis? It doesn't matter. All right? Anyhow, what's important here to know is a striatonigral tract is inhibitory, 2 neurotransmitters, 2 synapses. ACH excitatory, GABA inhibitory. The nigrostriatal is 1 synapse, negative dopamine E2. Again, some textbooks say positive, doesn't really matter. Now, these must be in balance. Watch me. If the striatonigral tract predominates, you get Parkinson's disease. The nigrostriatal tract predominates, you get chorea. Must be in balance. Striatonigral predominates, Parkinson's, nigrostriatal predominates, chorea. Let's look at it another way. If you lose substantial dopaminergic neurons, this tract, striatonigral, will predominate, correct? If you lose dopaminergic neurons, striatonigral will predominate in that part. So again, striatonigral predominates, Parkinson's, nigrostriatal predominates, chorea. It must be in balance. Now, let's show you how we know all this. There are 3 regions of the brain, mostly in the mesencephalon, which project higher regions. There's the locus coeruleus. Locus coeruleus produces norepinephrine. C-O-E-R-U-L-U-S, locus coeruleus. Produces norepinephrine. Very hard to find. It's in the base of the 4th ventricle. I'll try to do a cut down for you to show it to you. It is a pigmented nucleus. The color is called cerulean blue, so bluish gray. It is so identifiable that Crayola, about 15 years ago, put out a color called cerulean blue. Check it. There's a cerulean blue Crayola crayon. It is the color of the locus coeruleus. All right? It produces norepinephrine in the base of the 4th ventricle. All right? There is the raphe nucleus, which produces serotonin. And the midbrain tegmentum, which is another source of dopamine. Now, these neurotransmitters from these areas must be in balance on the higher structure for proper emotional and cognitive behavior. These 3 neurotransmitters must be in balance in their projections to the limbic system, emotion, and cerebral cortex, thought, cognitive behavior. Together, these make up what are called mesolimbic or mesocortical projections. Mesolimbic, midbrain limbic, mesocortical, midbrain cortex. Too much norepinephrine will create anxiety. It was thought that clinical depression was due to too little norepinephrine, too much of anxiety. And so originally the treatment for clinical depression was norepinephrine blocking drug. But now it's thought that clinical depression is really due to too little serotonin.
What? Decreasing clinical depression.
So, as you remember from last semester, the major mechanism to eliminate the neurotransmitter is to be pumped back into the presynaptic nerve. So the most common treatment for clinical depression, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. Prototype program. Clinical depression is due to not enough serotonin. Keep it around longer by inhibiting its reuptake, right? Now, because some individuals thought that clinical depression was due to not enough norepinephrine, and the original treatment was taken for norepinephrine, not blocking, I'm sorry, the other way around. Anxiety would be norepinephrine blocking, depression, something to keep norepinephrine longer. And you remember norepinephrine again is principally eliminated by reuptake, but there are two enzymes that destroy it in excess or less, right? Norepinephrine is destroyed by COMT and MAO, right? Major mechanism of reuptake. But mop-up will come by COMT and MAO. And it will methyltransferase and not amino acids. The original treatment, though not used anymore clinically, for clinical depression is MAO inhibitors. All right? Now, some individuals self-medicate for clinical depression with an herb called St. John's wort. St. John's wort contains MAO inhibitors. Now, because this is an herb and not a drug, it's not carefully regulated. And you may get a batch of St. John's wort that contains less MAO and another batch that contains more. So individuals self-medicating, they actually overdose themselves. And with too much MAO inhibitor, they can reverse the tide, which is very, very anxious. And it also can have very bad side effects. All right? So we'll go there, and again, now the treatment for clinical depression is usually SSRI. Sometimes there are new drugs that are coming out in a combination of MAO inhibitor along with SSRI, but they're not used very well because of a lot of anxiety.
I'm going to try St. John's wort.
Anytime you have a neuroactive drug, it affects serotonin levels. Usually serotonin agonist. All the hallucinogenic drugs, like LSD, psilocybin from mushrooms.
Yeah, LSD.
Yes, cactus. And hallucinogen from cactus. And they're all acting on serotonin. Ecstasy. Ecstasy creates a high because it causes massive release of serotonin. And then you feel great. And then all of a sudden, it's eliminated. So you crash. So you take more ecstasy. You feel great again. And you crash. And sometimes 2 hits of ecstasy will irreversibly destroy the serotonin neurons by causing you to release so much serotonin. Then you're in clinical depression, taking Prozac. Right? But any kind of neuroactive drugs affect mescaline as an attack. But it's a hallucinogen attack. Any of those things affect serotonin in the brain. All right, now, let's go on to dopamine in midbrain thinking. All these must be imbalanced. If you have excess dopamine acting on D2 and D4 receptors in the mesolimbic mesocortical system, we'll get into that later, addiction, dopamine, and things like that. If you have increased dopamine receptors, D2 and D4, you develop schizophrenia. You know, I hear voices telling me Trump is an idiot. Oh, no, I don't know. Really, that's reality. Okay. Can you imagine Trump telling me questions? I can't imagine. Trump and Sarah Palin, what a wonderful. Of course, the proposal would have to be one-syllable words. Sociologists have looked at Trump's speeches and said basically they're written at about a 5th grade level and almost no word is other than monosyllabic. Listen, and does he have any policy? No, just a little wall. Keep the messages out.
But I love the Mexicans.
My God, come under a wall. Open minds and blow up the wall. Anyhow, schizophrenia. Increased dopaminergic activity, D2 and D4 receptors in the mesolimbic mesocortical. So, how do you treat schizophrenia? You've got too much receptors, too many receptors in the whole thing. Anyhow, too many receptors. So we're going to block D2 and D4 receptors at the mesolimbic mesocortical. You use thiazide.
What was it? What was the drug? No, we learned something else.
Phenothiazine.
Barbiturates?
Phenothiazine.
No, not barbiturates.
Like chlorpromazine. Haloperidol. Phenothiazine, chlorpromazine, Haldol. These are all D2 receptor blockers. They're used to treat schizophrenia, where in schizophrenia you have too many D2 and D4 receptors in this system, okay? This system. They've tried D4 receptor blockers with D2 and D4. There's lots of bad side effects. We'll learn about that in pharmacology. Right now, the principal mechanism for treatment of schizophrenia is D2 receptor blockers. Uh-oh. What is a natural consequence for the treatment of schizophrenia?
Korea.
Okay? Holy shit, there's a D2 receptor here. So if I block this receptor, what do I do?
You have Korea.
What do I do? If this one predominates, I get Parkinson's.
Yeah.
If this one predominates, I have Korea. So what do I do? What's my natural consequence of treatment of schizophrenia? Parkinson's disease. That's how I know it's D2 receptor. Or say it's wrong. I treat for schizophrenia, and I immediately develop acute Parkinson's. Okay? Bingo. I'm not trying to block here. I'm trying to block here. But secondarily, I'm blocking there, right? Everybody got that? I'm not intending to block this new D2 receptor. I'm intending to block these D2 receptors. But I'm blocking this one as a consequence. So I create an acute Parkinson's disease. Now, these neurons up here in the striatum are looking for dopamine, but I've blocked the receptors. So the membrane upregulates these two receptors. Remember we had lower neuron and we destroyed the lower neuron, and the skeletal muscle was looking for acetylcholine, and it's upregulating cholinergic receptors, and we developed articulation, right? Now, we upregulate urea due to upregulation of E2 receptors. And that drug-induced chorea is called tardive dyskinesia. Tardive dyskinesia. And it's like little choreiform movements, usually associated with the mouth and the tongue. And after a certain period of time, even if you remove the drug, it's irreversible. How long does it take for the tardive dyskinesia to be irreversible? There is biological variation, usually months. Okay? So even if you withdraw the alcohol, the patient will still have these choreiform movements. Usually with the mouth and the tongue. Can be with the fingers, usually not. Tardive dyskinesia, a drug-induced chorea, secondary upregulation of dopaminergic neurons in the treatment of schizophrenia by D2 receptor blockers. Very, very, very important. This is going to happen. You've got to carefully titrate the drug to minimize first the acute Parkinson's and then the tardive dyskinesia. Usually, mental patients are thrown into huge hospitals like Bellevue, where psychiatrists make rounds once every 3 weeks, and you see all the patients sitting there going. All right? In the plain hospital, which is very, very expensive, private hospital, Mass General, it's minimal. It's just a psychiatrist. I
think I've got my
before I
video
leave
for you.
this part,
I think I've got my video for your contribution
for the
lecture.
day. Remember when I said in implantation of cells, the treatment of Parkinson's, you go to the target and they're implanted at the striatum. That's where the cells are implanted to treat Parkinson's. At the striatum, so we bathe the striatum with dopamine and reverse the elimination of these cells. As I said, usually don't see the disease for about 85% of neurons. So there is an awful lot of extra neurons safety factors. All right, so summarize what we are, but I'm going to be together for a while.
Can you see tomorrow?
Function of the basal ganglia is suppress unwanted movements and allow wanted movements to be suppressed on demand, shown on demand. Tonic suppression, periodic voluntary behavior on demand. So we start with UPI tonically stimulating the definitive thalamus, so it can stimulate the cortex. When we want movement, cortex stimulates striatum, inhibits UPI, disinhibits thalamus, and cortex is stimulated. When we get back here, let's talk about Michael J. Fox and deep brain stimulation. You know that Michael J. Fox had Parkinson's, and he had the treatment of deep brain stimulator. And when he turned off the stimulator, I have a video of if you're a physician now, and you're going to treat Parkinson's, you're going to want to suppress the unwanted movement. Where would you implant a stimulator? I put it in PPI, right? Because you stimulate the PPI, it's going to inhibit the thalamus and stop the movement. Does that make sense? That's what I would do. Turns out I'm wrong. It turned out that they found in Parkinson's there's a lot more wrong than just this. It's not clear what's exactly wrong, but where they implant the stimulator? In the thalamus. You'd think that would be counterproductive. You stimulate the thalamus, that would be too much cortical stimulation, and you'd have even more unwanted movements, right? Turns out this is something you need to know. Whether that's the board, where do you implant, in Michael J. Fox's case, the deep brain stimulator to treat Parkinson's? That's one of the things we have to talk about. Actually, I find it great that they say there's more wrong in Parkinson's because there's a lot of those problems, secondary and cause